so I can do my timestamp so people don't have to listen to me for an hour straight if they don't want to. Also, podcast brought to you by Homebrewed Coffee. I will absolutely sell out to anyone who wants to give me free shit. Just gonna put that in there as well. All right, yeah. So I already gave my little preface. I don't have any good insight on Seattle and Houston. I haven't got to watch the game. However, this timing works going forward with when the broadcasted TV games will be uploaded to the Rugby Network. I'm kind of interested to see where that goes, what the time frame is going to, like, is it going to be Tuesday or what? Like, it'll be good going forward because, I might have to sacrifice a game every weekend, which will be a bummer. I want to give as much true insight as I can, but, there are so many hours in the day. This is a part-time pastime, for me right now. I just, love the game, want to be a part of it, want to be able to give maybe a unique perspective. Maybe it's not unique, who knows? I want some feedback, love some feedback. What things you want to see, what stats people want to see. My dream, I want to do like a line-out breakdown segment, when I get, in cahoots and buddy with the league and I can get some game footage or learn how to cut it myself from some of the streams and whatnot and how rights and legalese and all that go, that'd be great. I will nerd out on freaking lineouts, mauls, scrums, set piece, and breakdown play all goddamn day, right? My dream for this and all podcasts and all rugby stuff is to just go up and up and up. I don't want to be the only show. I don't want the Earful of Dirt guys to be the only show. I definitely don't want Rugby Wrap Up to be the only show. I like those guys, but come on. I don't, whatever it is for you, right? I want everyone to go up. I want the quality to go up. So please keep liking, keep sharing, keep responding, interacting, what you want from all of us, right? If you're in this content kind of world, you're kind of at the beckon of fans and the people watching you, because if no one cares what you have to say, you don't have anyone to talk to. All right, so last game that I'll go over, and not last game of the weekend, but last game that I'll go over is shout out to my boys, my former team, Utah Warriors, giving me my one solo victory pick on the weekend. So thanks, boys. You didn't let me down. That was an emotional game for me to watch. Again, so how do I want to word this? The word retirement next to my name is an asterisk a bit. It was a word that I chose that sounds a lot better because, essentially my value I had of myself as a rugby player did not match the value that the Utah Warriors management team had for me as a player. So that's the most, for this podcast, that is the most information I will give on that situation. So very emotional game to watch, but very fun game to watch. Love to see the boys win. Love to see them compete, pulling stuff out at the end. That could not have been more of a Utah Warrior game than we could play. Exciting line breaks, big plays, stupid, silly mistakes and penalties, and pulling some shit out in the last 10 minutes to get a victory. On the flip side, unfortunately, that might have been the most Austin game that those dudes have played. Is same thing. Big plays, open, big, exciting runs, open field, big tackles, big hits, stupid, untimely penalties and mistakes at the wrong time, and not making a good decision in the last 7 minutes. And I don't think it's a culture. I don't think they have a losing mentality in Austin. I don't think that the way they play, and the way they bust it, how hard they play, how they keep going, they don't have a losing mentality. they're not losing games in the last 10 minutes because they think they're going to lose. I want to make that very. I've played against Austin a million times. We had to pull it out of our ass to get that tie last year. They're not playing to lose games, or they don't think they're going to lose. I don't think Austin has a losing mentality, but I don't think they have found the button to press to win. I think they can. I think with Will and Bryce and some of those guys over there, they know how to win. They understand what winning is. Like, Will is coming from Glendale, where, I mean, you only lose a rugby game on every other leap year, on the solstice, when the planets have aligned. Does Glendale ever lose a goddamn game? And, you know, Bryce comes from a winning culture of rugby. They're both good leaders. I think they're going to get it figured out. But, yeah, I think both teams in this situation played into themselves, and it led to a tight, close victory. I think Austin still has not figured out their line-out. I think they've improved drastically in the second row when it comes to the height and the purest locks that they have there now. So I think the line-out's going to improve. They're not there yet, though. And, I mean, they were light years away last year with what they were doing in the line-out. So they're making an improvement. It's getting better. I don't think they're there. That's going to be a big issue for them going forward. That Utah attack looks great. I think they have a lot to fine tune, but again, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit. Probably asterisks it, right? It looked great in that 20 to 25 minute window where everyone's attack looked great, because I don't think both defenses weren't ready. But it did look good. It looked crisp. It looked clean. It looked much more open, and the width is what we've been lacking in Utah for so long. We've been so narrow, so tight, so much freaking Utah oomph on everything. I just wanted to fucking kill people on every carry, running into full defensive wall. I mean, how many times I remember watching Phil just defensive walls? Now, we were going forward because, you know, we have a big, strong, physical team, and that's something that I think we'll always have and take pride in. But, like, god damn, the width that they were having on that attack is good signs for them. I think bad signs for the league. Obviously, I take a lot of pride, and I will always be a fan. I will always be a fan of the 23 people in a Utah Warrior jersey on the field and the 2 coaches in the coaching booth. Make that very clear. But I will always root for the boys, no matter what. Yeah, I don't know how Troy Aikman calls Dallas Cowboys games so professionally. He's a much better man than I am. But, yeah, I think I'm excited to see, because I think everyone's fear of Utah is really fine-tuning that structure, right? We had our gate, but we'd leave that little side gate open a lot, at least unhinged. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a little walk around, do whatever I want, right? We'd leave our little side gate open. So with them finding some structure, I think that's a big problem for everyone. I think they have a long way to go. I don't think they're as polished yet to when the meeting time comes with, late season San Diego. I believe they have LA next week. Should have the schedule in front of me instead of just guessing here. But, right, this would be a podcast. I can just pull stuff up on my phone whenever I want. So yeah, nobody's there yet. They're not there yet. Oh, they who is it next week? Toronto. So, which is a good thing. It's an Eastern team. That's awesome. That's what you want kind of early in the season. But when the meeting time comes of San Diego and LA, right? Where are you going to be? Where are you going to meet each other, right? Or is it smaller? So that's exciting to see for all 3 of those teams, because in my opinion, slightly biased, I think those are the top 3 teams in the West. And it's all about the next 6 weeks of development between, rightfully so, LA at the top, and I'm going to say San Diego and Utah right here. Right? Whoever figures it out. I think, again, I stand by. Utah doesn't have the big name, game changing talent that either of those two teams have. They don't. Like I love my boys to death, but it's not samey. Like if you had our Madden rating, it's not samesies, and that's fine. It's not going to be. I would say, and I'd say this pretty confidently, with maybe San Diego as an argument. LA is not going to have the heart and culture that Utah or San Diego has. Not even close with how long those guys have been together. There's no way. But anyways, back to this game specifically, right? I think Austin needs to find its identity in the forward pack and kind of needs to figure out what attack they're going to be going throughout. They never really quite got into their pattern. They had a lot of broken play movement. But I couldn't see how defined in the pattern they wanted to be. What the width they were looking to play with the forwards, and then that second level attack. You couldn't quite see it yet. And again, it's week one. No one looks good week one. Everybody is walking into film today with just like, oh man, we got so much to. If you're a coach or whatever, you try to be positive. But even the players, you walk in Monday after week one, you're like, good God, we have a lot to work on. What are we going to do? And you pick. It's all the team. You pick one thing and you go from there. Shout out for this game, Mason Peterson. Like, Mason just knows how to hit other freaking human beings with his body. Like, he gets the nickname the Hitman. I say he's earned it. And if you don't agree, I don't really care. He's definitely earned it. That dude 100% knows how to hit people. To the Utah Warriors, I threw it out on social media, but love to see Lance back healthy. Love to see Tucci back healthy. Could not be more proud and excited to see Bailey captaining the team. Obviously, from ending last year to this year, I don't think you could go through any stark differences of personalities between myself and Bailey, but he's, great kid, great dude. Obviously, I think almost unarguably a future Eagle in a not very long time with the way he's playing and the role he's taken, leadership role with this team that he's taken. So very excited about him. Friggin' love seeing Mikey Teo in a Utah Warriors jersey. Love seeing Ollie in a Utah Warriors jersey. That was awesome. Huge Mikey Teo fan. Huge Mason Peterson fan. And, yeah, super excited they got the win. Austin going forward, I think they are going to face the same similar struggles that they had last year. I think they have eliminated whatever problems they're having with that season where they didn't win a game or won one game or whatever. I think they've gotten rid of that. That's gone for sure. Gone. I think it's finding the button or the switch or whatever they got to do to know that they will win. Not that they want to win or can win, because I think they know they can win, but they will win. Yeah, and that'll come with one, getting things figured out on the X's and O's side, and then getting the continuity together. And I think they have the right pieces of leadership, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that's all my game breakdowns. I will time tag all those throughout if people want to see. Obviously, I go on freaking tangents in between stuff. I do have this is my first ever podcast I've ever done. This is first time ever trying anything like this. I do have a new appreciation for people that do it. It is very difficult to sit and talk here for an hour straight, and I say too much. I can hear myself. Trust me, if you want to comment that, I understand. I'll work on it. I'm not a professional speaker yet. This is episode 1. But this is awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait to keep doing this. I hope you guys like it. If you agree, disagree with things I have to say, please comment. I will discuss things, to no end. If things you want me to cover, if there's some crazy thing in a game that happens, some controversial call, right? Like I thought that LA New England with Poland red card kick to the face is a controversial call because he's not kicking him in the face. His face is touching another person's, or his foot is touching another person's face. But you heard Tolks like, yeah, it's the rule. Like, what's Derek supposed to do? So, whatever. Kind of in closing, I didn't like this is opening up negative and might end negative, but I guess anyone who sees me making a podcast probably laugh. That's right on point. Old salty JC, but the refereeing. This is my soapbox shout out to the league, to USA Rugby, to the refereeing association of you, whatever the hell it is, I don't care. It has to be better. It has to be more consistent. And I know you've heard this to no end. You're probably sick of it, and maybe we need to start saying something different. I don't know, because when there's the psychological thing. If you keep getting told you're shitty, you're gonna be shitty, right? Like if you have players or you're a coach and you keep telling your team or your players like you're playing like shit, they're gonna play like shit. So with the refs, if you keep telling the refs, hey, you suck, you're not doing a good job, they're probably not gonna do a good job, and I don't know what that's called, comment below, but yeah. It's just got to be better. And here's my big tangent, right? With USA refereeing, I forget. Actually, I think it was Matt Gitto. I saw him on an interview. He said, without saying, how much you have to get to know and understand the refereeing in the U.S. is its own entity, right? I don't know what's going on with my stash here. It's its own thing that you have to get used to, which, I mean, you should have a little wiggle room with officiating, but it shouldn't be this whole ordeal. But, listen, no one is here to hear your whistle. When in the last 7 minutes of a game, just put your hands in your pockets, okay? Just put them away. Last 7, unless someone is uppercutting a puppy in the face and spitting on your family name and then taking a shit inside the William Webb Ellis Trophy and Zulu running across the field, keep your goddamn whistle in your pocket. There's so much things that we're seeing that are not penalties that are being called. It's just too many penalties. I wish I had it in front of me. I think the first person to mention it, I think McCarthy was on the San Diego New York game. He mentioned it was double digits in the first however many minutes, and it's just let the game play. You're killing it. And if it's blatant obvious things, obviously a penalty's a penalty, whatever. But when you can visually watch a Prem game and visually watch a Super Rugby game and visually watch an MLR game and watch these breakdowns of same body movement, same trajectory, same entries, same this, same that, right? We're playing rugby. And the MLR are getting hosed, right? And it leaks up into the Eagles, because you see the Eagles guys are not taking some of these ruck routes that other teams get away with and play, and it's built into them because you get slaughtered by the officiating. So the breakdown stuff has to get better. We're not setting the precedence for the world, okay? We're not trying to drag it down to the letter of the law. We're trying to interpret to create a product that is most watchable. Okay? So, I think Scott's in charge of the refs. I think he's the head or whatever. Who cares? And he's probably doing a great job. He's probably building it up, because if you took year 1 to year 4, leaps and bounds better. The problem is our year 1 to year 4 improvements still have not equated to just where Super Rugby's at. And right, there's a whole that encompasses a whole thing of what obviously their referees, that's their job. Those players, that's all they do. They don't have to go to work during the day, as probably still most MLR players have to do, generally speaking. I don't know the ins and outs of every team. Speaking from experience, right, I had a full-time job while playing. But, right, that's where we need to get to. Now, improvement is nice, right? And everything I see on social media is, oh, it's gotten so much better. It's gotten so much better. Cool, but we're not where it needs to be. So I'm not saying this to like just dumpster onto it. I'm just saying it so it's brought up, and it's brought up in a video, and I have to sign my name to my word. Like, I'm possibly coming at sideways people I future want to work with, and I want to have Scott. Oh my God, I want to have Scott and Derek and who's the I forget what game he had. Someone will remind me. He's one of our better refs, Aussie fellow. I want these guys on the show because I definitely want to talk. You don't get to talk to refs, and at least I think in rugby that stigma's gone. Like, let's, maybe not during the season they don't want to put stuff out there because if they get caught saying a weird thing about a team, I get it. So if I reach out and that's the excuse, I get it, right? But still want to talk of where refereeing is going in the U.S. What are the trainings like? What is the build-up, the hype, the recruiting, all this stuff. Would love to have those guys on the show. Would love to have as many players on as possible. I don't have a massive social media following that's going to grow people's brands. Obviously, that's the goal. I want more of the players on social media and on podcasts and on shows and doing all these things, getting their brand, their name, the team, what is rising tide raises all ships, right? Like, that's kind of where I think we need to go in the rugby content world, because it's such a weird thing, and it's such a humble kind of community still. I think James Haskell talks about it the best, where it's just so frowned upon to kind of be like, oh, me, I'm cool, or like social media attention and things like that. And I think it's changing, and it's changing for the better, because the sport needs to grow, the players need to grow, endorsements need to come, deals need to come, monetizing their social media needs to come. Joe Schnuffy needs to have, buy super duper 3000 protein because use Joey 20 for 20% off at purchase. Like, people think that's funny and silly, but that's the step. It's got to get to there. And anything I can do to do that, obviously, if this show grows and improves, well, I'll sell out for it. This shirt was free. All right. So again, I cannot do my sell in reverse. That's another skill I didn't realize you had to have, was thinking in reverse. Shout out Hard Dive again, and love those guys. Again, please please share, subscribe, comment, talk shit, tell me I'm full of it, I don't know what I'm talking, whatever, right? Interaction, all press is good press. All interaction is good interaction. If you're just like a blatant asshole, I'm probably not going to respond to you. If you are genuinely asking a question or something like that, I love that stuff. I'll ask, I'll talk, I'll reply. Obviously I'm limited. Again, this is a pastime, but super excited. This is my first one. Ideally, going forward, this might be weekly. This might be bi-weekly. I do a little pre-game and post-game. We'll see. It all depends on time and if I can make these videos a little bit better, shorter. If I learn how to clip them so they're a lot more convenient for people to watch, that's all the goal. Again, if anyone, this is on Facebook, so I have all my Facebook friends and whatnot. If you know video editing stuff, if you know graphic people, graphic design people, all this stuff, let me know. Love to meet them, love to learn, work together. I'm all about it. But, yeah, so in closing, covered all the games. Shout out to the boys. Shout out MLR. Happy it's back. Love to see you guys playing again. Super excited for the season. I'm excited to see how the tide can turn when it comes to stadiums and fans. Really excited about that. I think I know off the top of my head, Utah will have fans. I believe Atlanta had people in the stands, as far as I remember. When you watch that much, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the damn games start blending together after a while. But yeah, super excited. Can't wait to see how it goes. Can't wait to see some upsets and drama and everything that rugby brings. This show's probably going to be predicated on the MLR, maybe some international stuff, some Eagle stuff. Obviously, there's just not enough time in a day or a window. Whoever does this for Premiership Rugby, my hat's off to you for 30 damn games for 11 months out of the year. Like, good for you. I think we knocked it out of the park with the U.S. sports model. You get a season, you get an off season. You got your time to shine. Make the most of it. Get ready for next year. The never-ending rugby cycle. I'm hoping that takes a big turn. Comment, improvements, things that are being done. If there's some weird stuff going on, and I know I say too much, I'll work on it. And yeah, thank you. Episode 1, I was super nervous to even try this and start this, and I talked myself in and out of it 50 times. So, you know, yeah, this will at least become weekly on post matches. Can't wait to meet a bunch of people in the rugby world, talk rugby, talk a lot of shit, and yeah, thank you.